IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Namaste, मेरा नाम है Cyrus and I hope we started on time. We all have different clocks. In South Mumbai it is exactly 10, but I know in Powai it's 55 and Balkeshwar 52. And I don't know where the hell Kajol Srinivasan is joining us from, but she's on mute, so it wouldn't make any difference. But I want to quickly do my rant while we figure out Kajol's speech, which is very important because 10% women reservation is on this show. And at all points, there will be 10% representation. So I'm just assuring everybody about that. I myself am 10% woman, going to 20. Quickly want to point out, I had a horrible experience early morning. So I went to the canteen here in CNBC where I work as a peon. And I ate what they call a masala dosa, which has a little potato in it and I don't know, paper on top, which they think is edible. However, during the course of that meal, my partner Matosh, he burped right in my face. It's not a COVID issue. I'm, as you know, not very pro the COVID behavior and COVID action to be taken for COVID. I'm, in fact, just upset at the lack of manners. Now, he argued with me and said that in Arab culture, this is something you have to do. So it should be allowed. So I want to put it out there. To burp or not to burp? Is it a sign of enjoying the meal and you should be allowed to do that to show appreciation? Or is it a obnoxious, ugly thing that only a Kunal Vijayekar-like person would do and a Matosh, and then act like very defensive about it and say, fine, what's wrong with it? Arabs do this and this is the right thing to do after a meal.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.
Kajol, I point a finger at you for no reason, just trying to irritate you. Welcome to the show. This is Cock and Bull. We haven't done this for a long time because I've been running around to work. This will not happen again. We will honor our dates. So what do you think about burping before we start our real show?
It makes sense if you've made the masala dosa. If you haven't, then they're just in the wrong.
But if a man was or a woman was to burp right next to you, would you take offense or would you be okay with it? I mean, like they're sitting opposite each other.
If you're the chef, then you will be okay. Then it's appreciation.
Why would you be the chef? Why would I be eating with the chef? Or you mean in a home where someone's cooked? Okay, fair enough. Sorry, Kajol. You're dealing with a very slow man. It takes me time to understand. Let's throw it open to Silverie. The pride of Powai.
Yeah, I have to admit, I burp really loudly in public quite often after a good meal. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. How do you stop yourself from burping after a good, heavy meal?
And nobody says anything? Nobody says, hey, man.
I mean, so what? They're never going to see me again. I'm not going to meet these guys again who are seeing me at this restaurant.
You eat with people only once?
Okay, like that. I thought talking about other people at the restaurant.
It sounds like Prabhakaran in the board.
Yeah, I mean, my friends understand. They're like, yeah, we are also going to burp. It's fine.
Okay. Silverie, what about girls? How do girls respond to your burping?
Yeah, then I try to control myself. Like, hide my mouth, excuse myself, all that stuff. But normally I don't eat with girls.
You leave the table of your date. You leave the date, you go in for a quick burp and come back. Oh, man. Amit, are you a burper?
Not in public out unless it's like, a contest or something like that. I'll do the burping contest with friends, but not like, not
He's
like a
mature one.
He's
supposed to be the mature one in the show. I'm thinking like an infant 11-year-old birthday parties where the boys just sit together and burp.
You've never done like post-beer drinking burping?
Yeah, but not in the last 20 years. Back in the day, maybe. Has Amit frozen? Or have I frozen?
No, Amit is frozen. Yeah.
Froze. Because he, after burping, he needs a little time to, get his together. So we'll give him that time to recuperate. But so what y'all are saying is you've all defended in a way Matosh, the evil man who burped in my face early morning and upset me tremendously. And then talk about Arab culture. Suddenly, when you want to have the devil cites scriptures for his purposes, Arab culture, which of course they have no time for otherwise, suddenly Arab culture, yes, it's done and we must follow it. Hypocrites. Kajol, Amit is back, I think. Amit, can you move to your live? Actually, Amit, at any point, doesn't move a lot. It's probably not the best way to find out scientifically if Amit is okay. Not to make a quick reference to the turtle or the tortoise, but they're not known for their activity. All right. So while we figure out what's wrong with Amit and how to bring him back, we'll carry on with the show because people, at least 7 to 8 people have joined us live, Kajol, and that's no mean feat.
Yeah,
He's back.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Silverie.
Sorry, not sure what happened there.
You made nothing, a few kind words about you said by Silverie and mention of some analogy about a turtle and this and that. And I meant nothing that really talk about. Let it go, my good brother. Burpees. I can't believe it. Even at age 40, 5, Amit?
47.
47, you still go around burping after drinking beer, calling the pals to one of the room and saying, let's have a burp.
Well, I mean, okay, maybe not at 47, but I definitely at 45. For the last year, I've been at Hawaii, so it's not really been that. But before that, definitely.
Can I just paint a scene there? They're discussing nuclear proliferation or, communal riots or a huge glacier killing 4,000 people. And then suddenly in the middle, okay, let's take a segue here. Let's go to the corner. Let's have our burp contest.
You
come back.
you overestimate the conversations I have with my burping friends.
So what you're saying is that it's an infantile thing done with infantile minds. So there's a certain type of friend, you see them, it's a burping contest. It's not everyone.
A burping contest. Exactly.
Class hierarchy, even here. Excellent.
I never thought I'd be on a podcast with guys discussing a burping contest.
I think Silverie will also agree, generations apart as we are. We've all had this kind of male behavior. I don't know if females do it, but males definitely. And it was a big deal about burping the letters and burping out loud and burping song.
Yeah.
Listen, girls don't give us attention. What the hell do we do?
Burping out a song. Do you want to jump it?
I had a pal who used to test a song.
A, C, D, E, F, G, like doing the whole alphabet. That was the thing. In the alphabet, did you get on a single burp?
Okay.
That was the thing.
Interesting.
This is what literacy is all about, Kajol.
No, it's not. When women talk among themselves,
it's 100%.
When women talk among themselves, they're like, oh my God, is he interested in me? What is he thinking of now? And
is he burping?
They're burping at each other.
And by the way, the alpha is the one who burps the most. So the guy who's the worst behaved, actually the glorified one. That's the irony of the whole thing. Ooh, ouch. Let's leave burps behind and move on to interesting topics that Silverie has lined up. If you follow Kajol's very strong opinions, and then Amit will fight himself. And I'll scratch. Let's go.
Yeah. So this is our first cock and bull, as you said, in like 2 weeks. So we have like a few topics that we couldn't get to in the last 2 weeks. Number one is the big Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interview with Oprah. I don't know if all of you saw it. Did all of you see it?
No, I value my brain time. I might do burp contests, but I value my brain.
You don't even bother.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I agree. There's infantile and there's just stupid and waste of time. But my mother was watching live and told me, come and watch with me. A 49-year-old man and his mother watching the interview. But I was like, I watched 5 minutes and sorry guys, but Kunal watched the whole thing. He's a royalist. Yeah. My daughter watched the whole thing. She's all in British monarchy thing. But I couldn't take it after 4 minutes. For me, it was as bad as watching a snooker tournament. Just went on with I don't know. They weren't a garden.
Actually, dude, I enjoy snooker. Snooker is fun.
No, what I mean is I'm a little hyper.
There's some strategy.
I can't take anything slow. It just they invented those things in Disneyland are for people like me, so that we really get scared. But coming back. Sorry, Kajol. I'm sure you've got a different take on this altogether. Let's see.
I watched all the episodes of The Crown, so I'm very curious. So I didn't see the entire episode, but I've seen snippets of it.
Yeah, I saw multiple breakdowns of snippets of the interview also. In top 10 takeaways and all that stuff.
Can I ask a question a bit? I watched, they were walking in a garden pointing at, cocks and bulls and things like that. And I just, they were discussing poultry. So it was a very odd conversation between a lady who is quite large and shouldn't be in a farm. I won't take names. The other one looked like she's never worked in her life, to be honest. But that's just my humble opinion.
It was, dude, I don't understand the fascination with this, right? We are so fascinated with these morons. Seriously, they're a bunch of inbred fools. I have zero interest in
just
the royal.
Parsis to note, he's talking about the royal family.
Yes.
No, but they were basically Sorry. Yeah.
No, go ahead. No, it's just like, why are we? Why do people care about these people, right? I mean, like, it's just the most moronic thing, and I've never understood this. Like, why does anybody give a rat's ass about what this family, which has basically destroyed the world for like 500 years or whatever,
and ironically,
like,
out of German descent.
Yeah, no, French descent, no.
And German, very strong
And
German.
German, yeah, it's French.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, it's just ridiculous. I never understood it.
Yeah, but Amit, come on now. Let's not be such holier than thou types. There are some people who enjoy this. So from a gossip point of view, salacious or whatever, they do enjoy it. And secondly, there is an amount of the whole racism angle and all is quite interesting. The fact that, they would make, which reminds me of an Indian house, when the daughter-in-law is not fair, the kind of comments that are passed. I mean, I can tell you from when I got married, a couple of Parsi members of the community saying that my son is, thank God he's not gone on our side and is fair and this and that, and not my wife. So, I mean, it's the same thing going on.
I think all Indian families face that to an extent, right? One of the coolest tweets I saw about this whole thing, though, was the British royal family, right? This is a family that funded slavery. This is a family that subjugated India for 300 years. But it took Meghan Markle complaining to Oprah for us to figure out that they're a bunch of racists. I mean, like, it's really.
Also, I feel Meghan is too white to represent, the pain of a colored person. I think, to get the right person to play the part. I just feel that she looks so white to me. If I didn't know that she was, the father was African American, I wouldn't know. She just probably looks like
too close to our coloring, is what you mean.
I don't know who's coloring, but I don't get the racism, because I think back here, she'd be fated as a wheat complexion, the usual.
Indian, basically. Yeah.
Wheat complexion anyway. Who came up with wheat complexion? It's like, itna fair to nahi hai.
Can I introduce some fact here? So, it's not the first time that the royal family has had people of color roaming around the Buckingham Palace, okay? During the independence struggle, they actually, Queen Victoria adopted the Princess of Coorg and Duleep Singh and a lot of our royals as wards.
And that famous affair that she may or may not have had with the Indian guy.
No.
Abdul.
No. Yeah. I have not heard of this angle. These were kids.
Oh, you're talking about that movie. Sorry, Kajol. That movie.
Victorian Abdul,
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, not that. But my point is that they've always wanted the world and the colonies to know that they are not racist and that they have adopted Indian wards and, for Africans and all of that. So they try to play this angle as well.
Yeah, I think it's an individual thing, all said and done. I don't think every member of the royal family is, out and out racist. But there are those that are and those that are.
They are. No, I'm sure they are. Their culture is...
being a racist also takes a little bit of, you just can't just be a racist. You've got to be a bit of a, it doesn't come that easy to have those kind of strong, hateful opinions. I've tried it. I've said, look at a guy and think, why don't I hate him enough? But, it doesn't happen sometimes. I'm not saying a Mother Teresa, but it's just a type of person who has a lot of viciousness in them. It's not everyone. And besides, if you make a comment about someone's ethnicity, it doesn't make you racist. In that sense, I mean, growing up, all we did is make fun of the communities around us. At least I did. And people in my area did. Like, Parsi, Gujarati, Sindhi, Punjabi, all this. But it's all good-natured, rib-tickling fun. Nobody really actually believes that, all Marwaris are going to kill you. So, stay away.
It's a perspective. When I was growing up, it was quite okay to forward jokes about your wife and, women driving, which would be considered very sexist. Not your wife. Anyone's wife.
I give you my thumbs up. All right, all good.
These jokes we consider very sexist today. So it's a time-driven thing. I am not for complete political correctness, but I do know that jokes are a mechanism to put people down, that has been done.
I think it's just the intent. Honestly, if the intent is to do that, and that's what you want to do. Otherwise, it's just a joke. It's like John Lennon said, sometimes it's just a song. If other people want to find layers in it and trace it to acid and this and that is their problem. I just wrote a song. That's all it is.
Dude, he said that about Lucy and the Sky with Diamonds, and I'm sorry, but that song is about acid.
It might.
There's no way it's not about acid.
Then I just want to say to the people of today that it's probably just a song. Hey, Silverie, do yours. You do a Scottish one. You seem better than Lilliputian.
Yep. Welcome to Cock and Bull, mate. Another
We can go
episode
on
of
and
Cyrus
on.
Says.
Talk about the
Good-
royal
good on,
family.
Yeah, about the royal family. You know, the funniest thing I watched about this whole Oprah and Meghan Markle and Harry interview thing was comedian John Oliver, talked about how the only person who's happy about this whole thing is Prince Andrew. Because he's like, okay, finally people will stop talking about me and Epstein and then move on to this. So, yeah,
But
that's
did you see the clip of John Oliver from a couple of years ago where he said that this woman is going to, like, she should call it off because she's going to be miserable over there? From a couple of years ago, he
said that?
called it. He called it out. He's like, she's going to want to kill herself if she becomes a part of the royal
said,
family.
Don't marry into that family.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's even more anti-royal than I am, which is understandable because he actually has to deal with them as a British guy, right?
Oh, but hey, if you look at the British people, population, they're quite divided. There are plenty of royalists as well. Huh? Seriously. You can't make fun of the king and queen. They get rid of
Well,
it.
yeah, but then again, I mean, there are plenty of nationalists everywhere, right?
Well, if that's the word you want to use, I was using the word
That is the
royalist.
word. No, but I will use the word
Nationalist.
national. Well, I think the two conflate, right? Because see, what it comes down to is, do you believe in privilege of birth, or do you believe in, or do you not believe in privilege of birth, right?
Divine authority. Isn't that also the theory of God anyway?
Well,
God.
it is.
So then we should remove God as well, not just the monarchy, because that's a representation of God, which in a sense we just blindly follow both.
Sign me up for that, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to
behave
affect
yourself,
that particular change.
No reason to talk like that, bro. Leave the religion out of it. Because, where were we, Silverie? Sorry, let's get back to the show. Yeah.
Okay,
Kajol,
should we get to
please,
the next topic?
you have to be the last word. By the way, you didn't turn up on the whole Women's Day week for us. We only know between us 3 women, and my mom and his mom said no. And you don't turn up. What the hell's wrong with you? What are you drinking, Amit?
Coffee.
Look. It looked like alcohol. Can you show the glass?
Coffee.
But it's in a glass.
It's iced coffee. It's cold black coffee.
But Silverie, why is it in a glass?
Because it's
Is
cold.
it sweet? Is it sweet?
Well, I mean, you add a little sweetener to it, but it's cold brew. It's these people are. I'm hoping to get them to sponsor us. So I won't talk about them until they sponsor us. But yes.
Coming back to Megan though, it's black coffee. Just clear.
It is. It is cold brew black coffee.
During lockdown, I've been invited to a lot of events online internationally to represent women of color. Okay. And I always start by telling them, yeah, we're women of color, but in India, we regard them as a temporary condition. We're not really bought into it.
Okay, can I say honestly, I like all women. I hope I don't sound like a creepy uncle. I have never disliked a woman because of color. Never. It's never been a problem with me at all types. In fact, I would say that I am possibly someone who should be neutered. Because I honestly like almost all women. Physically, I don't get turned off a lot. Of course, they don't get turned on at all, so we have a problem. But having said that, Silverie, what about you? Would you ever get turned off a woman because of a color?
No, I don't.
You hesitated, you bastard.
I don't know.
No, you hesitated.
I did.
No, I'm not.
Not at all.
You're a racist.
Not at all. Maybe. I'm not sure.
You're a royalist complete. Yeah.
Yeah. I was the one who had asked Harry about the color of the baby. I was like, it might be a problem, Just be careful. No, that wasn't.
Okay, can I ask this? Why is Harry so sympathetic? Isn't he a twit too? I mean, isn't he just an absolute moron in this kind of whole situation? Everybody's so sympathetic towards this guy who's like, my family isn't giving me money. I mean, why?
That's true.
Why? I mean, it's just I don't understand why people are so sympathetic towards him. Oh, my wife might have to work because I'm not going to get a couple of $100 million a year from my family. What the hell?
Yeah, this is the same problem Siddharth Malia went through.
Yep.
Really. When things started to fall. Imagine, poor guy, he relocated to be an actor for 4 years and suddenly he really has to act. I mean, it was all fine the first 4 years. And suddenly, he has to actually get the audition now. Oh, poor guy. Kajol, you were saying something about women of color and we just cut you off.
No, I was just generally saying that Indians don't regard themselves any
Does it work? Does it work the other way? Do you get turned off men of different colors and all that? I mean,
certainly not. It's my dream to go to Africa and tackle. But
okay, don't do porn. Don't porn here. That's a non-porn channel. But I want to ask you one thing.
I find dark skin very, very attractive.
Okay. One second. I want to ask you something here because the hypocrisy. Okay, so you and I, we don't have a color problem. But what about fat or something, or like old or hairy? I mean, that's also in a way that's a prejudice, right?
I generally attracted to people's personalities. So
That's what all the women say, and I never get laid. It's all bullshit. Absolute rubbish. You're worse than the royal family. Just a whole bunch of hypocrites. We like funny men. We like naughty men. We like bad men. Why am I alone every day? Why? You're not that funny, but come on, for God's sake, Silverie. What is this nonsense here? You're the guy who gets the girl. He's always the guy with the fancy car. It's not fair. I believe it's all money. Yeah. Shall we move on before we get letters? You bastard.
Yes.
How dare you say that?
Okay, let's move on. Another story that we should cover from the last few weeks, which is still going on, is the Bangalore Zomato customer versus the Zomato delivery guy.
Yeah.
So what basically happened is this video got posted online by this woman called Hitesha Chandra. She's an Instagram influencer, and she posted a video saying with a bloody nose. Saying that I just got assaulted by my Zomato delivery guy because the delivery was late, and while I was complaining to the Zomato customer care, he assaulted me, saying that don't tell the customer care, and so he assaulted
and
me.
you can refer to Sagarika Ghosh's interview, which was yesterday, where she answers the same question.
Yeah, correct.
On a show called Cyrus Says with Cyrus.
Actually, Sagarika said that she hadn't...
वो Sagarika नाम नहीं है.
Sagarika.
Lalu as in French.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Sagarika had said that she wasn't fully aware of the story, but I said Sagarika. It's correct. Yeah. Sagarika had said that she's not fully aware of the story, but
for the rest
she
of
really...
your life, you're going to get a little bit of a twist when you have to say this name with anybody else.
That's true.
It's always going to come in your head.
True.
Oh, what we know.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
But she had said that she really appreciated the way the Zomato CEO was handling the whole thing. The CEO's name is Goyal something. Dipinder Goyal. Yeah, Dipinder Goyal. And the way he was handling it is he has been supporting the legal expenses of the woman who's the accuser.
He kept it open.
Yeah, and of the delivery guy. Yeah. So anyway, like after this video comes out of Hitesha's and goes viral, people start like at first calling out Zomato. What is this rubbish? You guys, you can't just do this. What kind of delivery people are you hiring? Then it comes out that the delivery person came forward, who has been a stellar employee for the last 26 months with them. He has a 4.7 rating on Zomato, and he comes out and he's this little meek fellow, poor guy who's like actually scared about going to jail, and he comes forward with his story, saying, no, I was just a little late with the order. She demanded a free order. And since I could not give her a free order, she started making a big fuss about it. And in the scuffle, she hit herself. Like, basically, like he's saying like, while
he was defending himself.
Yeah, he was defending himself.
Yeah.
And her ring finger hit herself in the nose. Basically, like when you're like pulling, that happens. That's what his excuse was. And I actually think, in my opinion, I think the Zomato guy, the delivery guy, is telling the truth in this situation. But what do you guys think of the whole thing?
Yeah, or maybe there's some middle path we are not exploring where there was a bit of a scuffle. He did try to defend himself. His hand may have hit her, but he was more on the defense than on, as he says, than on the attack. Because, if somebody starts hitting you, girl or boy, you're going to defend yourself. Once that happens. Yeah. Who's the aggressor would be the key. Who started the fight rather than what happened secondly. If she raised the hand first, then, it's tough as a lawyer for me to defend her, though I will, because she's a woman, Kajol. And we have a 10% defense.
She's a woman, but she's an influencer. And I'm sorry, but that breed of people, I tend not to trust what they take on guys. Okay, I'm sorry.
Now, so we're not racist and we like women and men of color.
We're influencist.
Like an influencer, I hate them. As a judge,
they will do anything for publicity. And I'm sorry. Okay, I was laughing when Amit said, this poor meek Zomato guy. Amit, people I'm sure he's not at fault. Okay, I genuinely believe him. But people tend to take a very set version of them online for virality. Okay, so let's leave that aside. My basic issue with this is I would never think of not paying for a meal that arrives slightly late. I would like Zomato and everyone to remove that rule. It's just not right stressing out a delivery guy.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
I mean, why would you do that? Why would you say, oh, you didn't come 2 minutes late, I'm not paying. I make sure Kunal pays for all my meals on time, whatever happens in terms of delivery. Kunal, have you ever not paid?
Who's the guest?
The guest, I can't talk to you. We can't have separate conversations on live. Please go away. And first you put your clothes on. Sorry, I have a naked man, 57 years old, and it's taking him 15 minutes to remove his kurta.
I follow him on Instagram. Kunal. Yeah.
You better follow fast. His face is becoming bigger than Instagram. You'll have to find a second one to put it in. Okay, let's get back. Let's not segue.
But so let me ask you this question, right? Do you think that you know what's weird about this is that it's such a simple story. Person comes, vendor has come to somebody's house, right? There is a scuffle at that point in time of some nature. Somebody gets hurt a little bit. Why does, again, to repeat the royal conversation again to a certain extent, why does anybody give a shit about this? Why do we care about this? Right? I mean, like, I'm sorry, but this is not this doesn't even fall into the
So the royal family is a race issue, if anything, and this is a class issue, if anything. It's gone into different layers of,
But
It's kind of like that Jussie Smollett thing. You know the Jussie Smollett thing? Where he had
I hear
a false story. Yeah.
Sorry, Antariksh. I hear
No, I don't think it's it's not an out and out false story. Something happened.
No, not. But it seems like that. It seems like that. At this point, to me, it seems like she basically just fabricated a believable kind of story.
It's like from 19 you go to 20 or from 19 you go to 40. It's like that. Okay, but something happened.
Okay.
No, like something happened. But so here's the thing, right? Sorry to come back to the kind of this, right? Why do people care about this? Which I think is really interesting, right? Because this stuff happens all the time, day in and day out. You think when a local store sends somebody to their house to delivery, the number of deliveries that happen every day, you're telling me this thing doesn't happen all the time? Okay, that's interesting.
I'm sorry, because in case there's nothing funny happening for 5 minutes, I let me look stupid.
Okay.
My mother's glasses will just break the mold for a minute as we investigate the Zomato case.
No, but that's exactly it. That's why people care, because it's the Zomato case.
No, it's not. It's because this woman took the video viral, okay? And now she's kind of telling the world. By the way, someone mentioned comments that her follower count went up from 20K to 76K post. Okay, so
everybody knows her name.
Yeah, that's true.
Her full name. She's like Virat Kohli. You know who she is. You know, what are you talking about? Yeah. It's a huge investment in PR, if you ask me. PR is not the right word, but popularity.
You can't direct a mob against a delivery boy just because you want more followers.
Yeah, but look at us. We are taking sides here. So obviously this whole story is it's more layered than people think. Why do we care? Amit says you shouldn't care, but why do we care? I'm telling you we care because it became a class issue. And we all want to think, rich people want to think that they're very, socially just and want to show that, no, this woman has bullied this poor guy, he's working so hard, he looks small, and, put all these factors together, and a prejudice is created one way or the other, and you think in a certain way, and you say, okay, let's now take the side, Inqilab Zindabad kind of thing.
She had a lot more weightage on her side because she's the
initially
sort of following. And then she bullies him online, okay. I would take his side as a default, because I don't like this kind of behavior. No.
It's also, it appears that she's made up stuff and appearing like that, but we can't, that's not very clear. But it looks like she's manipulated the situation for her benefit. But then, Amit, you decide.
She would, right? I mean, like, why wouldn't she? She is trying to tell a story. That guy's trying to tell a story. I get that, right? To me, the thing that I just find so fascinating about this is the reason we care about this stuff is because, again, she is an influencer. Because this will be because she's an influencer, because Zomato is involved, which is a multi-billion-dollar company who's coming to our house every day, and we all see some kind of possibility that, hey, there's some panic involved in that as well, right? That all of our behaviors are changing. It's just a really kind of weird mix of things, right? I don't understand.
But I always, with the delivery boys, I always have a little fun. I always make them taste the food and stuff. I'm like, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, I'm like, have a bite. Yeah, my vegetarian do. I said, don't care. Just take a bite. And, we'll pay twice for you and it'll all go away. So
did you hear about the woman who is suing Domino's for 100 crores? Because
getting fat?
No, because she's from UP and she is some super Brahmin, and they sent her a non-vegetarian pizza by mistake.
Oh, yes. I read this. Correct. Yeah.
But 100 crores for your caste?
Something ridiculous like that. Yeah, she's like, you polluted
crores, I'll drop my caste.
Dude, she said that I have polluted my entire body because you have put meat inside of me. I mean, not exactly that, but she said something like that.
So if you think you should take her life? No, she'll take 100 crores. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the two options.
But it's possible she gets something.
But what an ego! 100 crores for your life. Well, who says your life is worth 100 crores?
And for what? For a mistake? For mistaking vegetarian food for non-vegetarian food? Yes. You're supposed to get like that kind of a thing. I'm sorry, they were willing to.
No, 100 crores is too much.
Vegetarian pizza from Zomato.
That's what that's what Domino's offered her. They said they will send you a replacement free of cost, and I think they offered we'll double the replacement or whatever. But she's like, no, I want money now. And so then the guy was like, okay, let me send you to the lawyers. But I find it.
I find the number just wrong. I mean, how do you overvalue yourself so much? Oh, I've lost my car, so now 100 crores. Your car is over 100 crores. Cars should be abolished. You should be paying 100 crores to talk about it. It's rubbish. This case, I'm on Domino's side.
I'm 100% on Domino's side.
That heavy crust.
I can't stand the pizza either.
In our area, they don't give you the thin crust option, Amit, and we all look like you and me.
What are you talking about? You get the thin crust?
No, the guy says he only has hard crust or whatever. What's it called?
Dude, order online. Please stop calling people.
Can I take a controversial point of view?
Yes.
Please.
I'm a non-vegetarian. But
how dare you come on our show? Okay, go on with the point.
But let's say I went to Thailand and someone sent me, grasshopper pizza, something that I don't eat. And I took a bite out of it unknowingly. I would definitely feel disgusted, even though it's not a religious thing in my head. But I believe that some compensation is due, not 100 crores. But everything can't be just solved by replacing an order. No.
So what do you want? You want the Domino's that outlet, all of them to take off their clothes and walk in shame?
No, I don't. But it should be addressed. It should be addressed. It's not as small a thing.
It's just a freaking pizza. The wrong order came. You gotta get the right order. Game on.
I understand how it feels to put something in your mouth which you're not used to.
Okay, let's not have this kind of. let me get my glasses back on. Let me hide my shame. Please carry on, Kajol. I'm sorry. I'm very frustrated at the moment.
I feel that, I'm non-vegetarian, okay? But if they send me a Veggie Delight by mistake, I'm also charging them 100 crores, man. God damn it. Veggie Delight?
For the goose, for the gander.
Yeah, for sure. They gotta owe me.
In some ways, it's just that we're seeing these companies with these kinds of huge balance sheets, and this stuff is in the newspapers all the time, and we're just like, let's get some of it, right? It feels like that.
Amit, if she had one mom and pop shop who's making pizza in the neighborhood who are worth hardly anything, and the same thing happened, there's no 100 crores.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's only because it's Domino's and let me pull 100 crores out of them. It's like when you hit a kid while driving drunk, and then they come and say, pay 40,000 rupees, and that kid was so ugly. Oh, okay, that's not the right way of putting it.
That's not the right way.
You know what I mean, right? But then they extort you. The guy's not really badly hurt, and next thing the crowd is beating you up and saying, pay money. It doesn't make any sense. You'd rather take the kid to a hospital or to a doctor. That would be the right approach. Rather, why am I paying money? So that extorting bit, it belies the entire concept. You see, they lose the higher ground when you ask for too much money. Till then, I'm with you. Oh, I'm feeling violated and all this nonsense. Okay, fine.
I'm not there either, right? I understand I understand that you have been something which you didn't want to occur, right? But at the same time, come on, get over yourselves, right? It's
let the punishment. Let me put it this way: let the punishment fit the crime. It's a proportionate issue here. You can't talk to me about 100 crores and destroy Domino's company and this and that. It's a genuine mistake. It could happen. It's horrible that it happened. They'll apologize. They will get a slap on the wrist and move on.
Yeah, but, agreed. It's
if I have a grasshopper pizza in bloody Vietnam and by mistake I eat the grasshopper, yes, I'm a little upset because I'm an animal lover too, and secondly because grasshoppers are dangerous. So I'm told that I don't know. But what should I do? I can't close them down because of that. It's just a small mistake.
Mistakes happen. That's the point.
With a non-female by mistake once, and okay, I did. I'm just kidding. Let's take a break before I say anything more. All right, we'll come back and answer questions. Kajol, you have to tell me more about your life. I need to know more. A very interesting person, and lots of double entendre, which is not good for my beating at my age. Where's my heart pills? Here they are. All right, we'll take a break.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Would like to thank our sponsors on the network this week. Siet, thank you so much for sticking with us. On the Paisa Vaisa podcast, Anupam was joined by Sujata Alawat, who spoke about women's credit behavior and about improving credit scores for better financial health. Gauri Devi Dayal was joined by Barkha Dutt on This Round is on Me. She shared her thoughts on present-day media and journalism and some of her experiences from the days of her reporting. On The Habit Coach, Ashton talked about how meditation is like getting engrossed and absorbed into an activity where you are free of other thoughts and focus on just one thing. On Agra Station Adulthood, Ritasha and Ayushi were joined by Supriya and Priyanka Joshi for an honest and heartfelt conversation about life as a woman in the 2020s. On the Filter Coffee podcast this week, Karthik invited Bala Srinivas, who has been an active mentor in the startup scene in India, and they discuss its various aspects from funding to government support. Our traveling professor Cesar talks about this academic document called Statement of Purpose and helps us understand its concept and shares and some tips on how to draft it well. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. And we're back after the break with Silverie, who looks like he's really serious. You look like a panelist on Ornab's show at the moment. You know, you're trying to talk, but you don't know when to start. They look harrowed, some of them. No? They're like, just hand up, hand up.
Yes, very true. Let's get to the emails. The first one comes in from Ritik Rawat. There's one cricket related, so I thought we should just get it out of the way, Cyrus.
Okay.
Comes in from Ritik Rawat. He says, what does Cyrus think about dropping Surya Kumar in third T20 after making his debut in second T20 without even letting him play?
Absolute rubbish. Really unfair. The kid's waited. He's 30 to get a debut, and then you give him just one game and then bench him again. Ask Amit to draw an analogy with, or rather parallel with ND or anything else. You got to give people opportunity. It cannot be one game in any sport. Opportunity is a package. So the guy feels, okay, I got a chance and it didn't go well, and now that's it. So now they probably play him one game here, one game there. It's horrible. From a cricketing experience, it's horrible. I can tell you, as an under 15 cricketer for my girls team, I was also dropped for no reason. One that I refused to wear the bikini and bat. I thought that was not necessary just for the sponsor. But what do you think, Amit? In any sport, you can't just give a half opportunity and expect the guy to just perform.
No, you need it. If you're going to do it, you need to do it. If you're going to let somebody play, you need to give them. I was watching a game this morning, right? Sixers game. And there's a good player who's a young player, and there's an older player who's more well-known. And they keep giving minutes to that older player. And I'm just like, why are you not playing the young guy? And if you're going to play him, don't play him for 2 minutes at a time. Give him an 8-minute stretch, right? So that he can also get his legs under him, right? I mean, it absolutely is. People need that.
Yeah, and also the guy has to know that he's given an opportunity, so he won't sit there bitter for the rest of his life.
I can't believe that I'm mentioning Furkan Korkmaz on this. Furkan Korkmaz on this. That's his name, Furkan Korkmaz.
Furkan? You
Furkan Korkmaz.
You Furkan. So you 100 crores.
But I can't believe that I'm actually mentioning him on a podcast.
Kajol, do you like men with beards?
Not really.
Okay. I shaved him. It's gone. Silverie, you suck. You got a beard. Suck.
Okay. Next one comes in from Kashan Shetty, regular contributor. Hi again, Kashan. How are you doing? We should do an episode with just audience, fans, regulars, which that would be a fun thing.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah. This one comes from Kashan. Yeah, he says, hi Cyrus. The mosquito population has exploded in Prabha Devi. How is Kunal handling this menace? I place kapoor, that is camphor, in a bowl of water. As it dissolves, the smell keeps them at bay. So what is Kunal doing?
See, I've never said nice things about Kunal, so I'm going to change that today. I'm going to say something nice. Kunal, because of his weight gain of 25 kilos in lockdown while people are dying, he has developed skin like the Thing from the Fantastic Four. So no mosquito can actually break through, male or female. They'll just get there and die quickly. So for him, it's just, literally water off a duck's back, to take more animal analogies and confuse people. So he's safe from the mosquito. I myself, as an animal lover, my wife goes, kill the cockroach, kill the mosquito, shoot the pigeon, hurt the pigeon. I say no, I will not. I, of course, don't say it in front of my wife because I'm a mosquito myself. I just go outside and say it. But yeah. Kajol, you're not saying anything. You're a mosquito person. You met lots of Indian men who look like mosquitoes.
Okay, so my blood group doesn't excite mosquitoes. Okay, O positive blood is not their preferred blood type.
Rejected by a mosquito. I mean, how does that feel, brother? How does that feel?
Pretty good.
You can't even land a mosquito, Kajol. How am I going to get married? Oh my God. Where do we start, Gopal? Look at the situation. Is that true? O positive doesn't get, because my kids are O positive.
Yeah, so they love B positive. Okay, so it's somehow someone who's B positive. You're AB positive?
Yeah. I'm a rare blood group. I'll probably die if I need blood. They won't find me. The mosquito will be the only one who will donate. Be like, yeah.
That's actually really interesting to know. I didn't know that mosquitoes have preferences in terms of. Well, I guess everybody has
They're
dietary
racist.
It's like
preferences.
wine. I mean,
They're racist too. Why do you bring the royal family? There's bloody mosquitoes. Too black. Too white. Too tan.
So if a mosquito is expecting B positive and he gets O positive, is he going to sue the person who gave him the
Yes.
wrong blood group?
he can tell before he sucks. So,
Ah, okay.
Oh,
It was not a double L.
You're not allowed on my show. You're not allowed on my show. Okay, blacklist now. Put her down on the blacklist. I've had so many people and they've held back. Silverie is held back. He wants to say sexual things all the time.
That's nonsense.
My heart is beating fast. I get turned on. You titillate me with these thoughts like that. You don't know what it's like to be my age group. Gopal is like, Gopal, put your pants on. Oh God, you going crazy here. Sorry.
Okay.
Let's go back. Civil conversation.
yeah.
Thank you.
Next one. Kashin asks one more question. This one is for Kajol. He says, "Hi Kajol. As a child, I was considered a crybaby, and I still cry proudly when the moment is right. What's your take on men crying? Is it a sign of weakness, or is it being true to your emotions?"
It depends on why they're crying. Okay, I know. I know the woke answer saying that they can cry whenever they want. But the thing is, even I don't cry whenever I want in public. So yeah, I don't want him crying over a pizza. But
What if it's a non-vegetarian pizza when he's expecting a vegetarian pizza? Can he cry
even
then?
then, don't cry. I prefer he sued the company rather than cry.
Either way, you'll cry if it's very spicy. I'll tell you honestly, I know people who are crying since 2014, but I won't name them. Yeah. So I think your point is well made because I tend to cry about things which don't affect anyone, like movies and things like that. And my wife laughs and my daughter takes pictures. But I don't cry when people die and all that. I don't feel anything, no empathy. So they say, oh, so-and-so died, what a horrible death. And I'm like, yeah, okay, can I just watch the game? So it all depends on the person, right? Amit, are you a
Yeah, I
crybaby?
would agree. No, I don't think so. I like not, surprisingly enough, it's a similar kind of thing there, right? Or not surprising, I guess. But I don't cry in like real life situations.
Yeah.
But when I'm watching a movie or if I'm watching a TV show and it gets overly emotional, a tear might drop down.
So our empathy is for fiction. Empathy is for good art. Aesthetically pleasing. The lighting correct.
It's like
cry because Mr. Sharma died. It just doesn't work.
you need the emotions to be manipulated properly.
Music in the background.
Yeah, proper manipulation needs to occur, right?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Earn your
right.
emotions.
Yes.
Silverie, what's your take?
Okay. Oh, I again mostly cry in movies. I have cried.
What's wrong with our
recently.
society?
I have cried though recently. It's just
When the girlfriend left.
yeah, when the girlfriend left, I was a little sad. But I don't know why we keep talking about this. So no, I don't.
But that's acceptable. That most men will cry over a breakup. I can understand that. I'll let that go.
Okay. Yeah.
But do you
Cool.
cry
Thanks,
if you miss the urinal and all that? I have cried once. Like while peeing and I peed out. I was so angry and then tears come out and I feel like just get so angry. Yeah. Also, you're not married. So if you're married, you cry a lot. There are so many reasons.
I think whiskey accelerates crying as well.
Alcohol, yes.
No, not alcohol. Whiskey specifically. I feel
Why
like
whiskey?
I don't know why.
And
But I feel
racism.
like,
Whiskey, not vodka. How dare
no, but I think whiskey kind of. I feel like whiskey, at least to me, affects me in a way where you get like more loud with your emotions.
I think if I had to pay for the whiskey, I could see tears, but otherwise I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
Well, okay.
we'd be drinking in the club and the bill is one thing, and then we go to these nightclubs and 455 rupees for half a vodka. And
I went out for a drink, okay, last Saturday. I met somebody for lunch and we had a drink at the restaurant we were at. I'm not going to name the restaurant because the owners are friends.
Yeah.
Dude, freaking, it's expensive to drink outside. Like, so
what did you drink? Just tell me that because I have no idea.
I had a Tanqueray with soda and tonic, right? So gin, soda, and tonic. It was the gin was $800, like for a small. 800 rupees for a small Tanqueray, $150 for the tonic, and I don't know what the soda cost. But like basically, I use the soda. I use the tonic over 2 drinks. But basically,
you guys go after the government about
2
inflation
drinks.
and this and that, and restaurateurs are killing us like this. I know they've suffered, but what is this? $1,000 of gin shot? Half shot.
I was astounded, right? I'm like, because I started
That's a
drinking.
fancy restaurant, though, right?
It's not that fancy a restaurant.
It's fancy, but not 5-star fancy. So that's a lot.
It's not that fancy, right? It's like,
So if he was to have 4 or 5 drinks, he goes up $5,000. That's a little too much.
So
and 4 or
basically,
$5,000 for a night out is acceptable. I mean, sorry, 4 or 5 drinks for a night out.
Yeah. An entree is 500, 600, 700 rupees, right? In that range. Okay. So in that kind of this, where you're looking at a drink being more expensive than the entree, I was just like, dude, this is nuts.
God, imagine if you're on a date, you have to pay double and then you don't even get anything.
I know. I wound up paying. It wasn't a date; it was a work lunch. But I had to pay for both of our drinks
and parking, I presume. And I mean, there's
Uber,
but you pay for the freaking Uber. Nothing is free.
I had to pay for the Uber. That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Unless you take a cycle to the date.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was a work.
You sell your car after the date. Huh?
It was a work lunch, and it cost me something like $4,000. I mean, like, that's nuts.
Yes,
and it's not, again, I'm not taking somebody to the Taj. I'm taking them to, like, it's a nice place. It's not it's not a bad place. It's a nice place, but it's not that. I mean, I couldn't believe the alcohol.
I couldn't date in today's generation. I just couldn't date. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd be so distracted because she'll be eating and I'll be counting in my head. It'll be like, you want to have the prawns? Okay. I mean, you'll fall out of love in 5 minutes. You'll be like, dessert? But
I have another problem. So I don't drink, okay? And when I go out with friends and they are drinking, it's terribly awkward. No, it's terribly awkward when the bill comes to say, can we just pay for what we had?
The split is equal.
Yeah.
Because it's not equal. Yeah.
I'm not paying for that booze.
Yeah.
It's a big one. We always had that one non-drinker or whatever, or whatever. How do you justify that?
Me and my friend... So what me and my friends do is basically alcohol is so alcohol bill comes separately in most of these restaurants, right? They give you a booze bill and they give you a food bill. So you split the bill separately because there are always a couple of people not drinking, right? So not fair to ask them to pay for the alcohol. So the
but what about the company? We have to sit through their freaking company while they don't drink. I think from that point of view, you're getting
you make a very good point.
Everything. Yeah,
you make a very good point.
Else's wife, they're recording everything. It's not fair.
You make a point, man. I mean, like, yeah, it is painful.
Why are they there? That's why I don't go to the bars now because I don't drink. I mean, I don't go to the bar and be that guy who stands around and stares at people and does nothing because he starts feeling left out with everybody else getting louder and louder and the whole room getting intoxicated and he's the only guy going, hey, can you talk softly? No, what the fuck, man? Silverie, do you have a guy like that in your group?
Sorry? You are the guy that like that in your group these days, right? So, sorry, Antariksh. Yeah. So, okay. So you don't do that at all anymore.
I don't want to be that guy. I cannot be that guy. I've used that guy all my life. It's like glasses. I just make fun of people with glasses all my life. In the last 3 years, God punishes you like this. So no one should know I have glasses. Okay? Let no one know. 4 eyes, can't see, how many fingers.
The glasses look good.
How many fingers and all that.
The glasses look good.
What the hell, yaar? Releases again.
Sorry, Antariksh, you were saying something when I interrupted you.
No, nothing. I was asking what Cyrus asked me. He asked something.
Nobody cares. Move on.
Okay.
It's fine.
Even our listeners are not paying attention now. By now, they're all scratching or, playing with themselves. Things like that. With due respect.
Next question comes in from Abhik Ghosh. He says, what about Piers Morgan getting sad? While I do not agree with his views, he can't be fired for his views, can he?
He wasn't fired. He quit. He quit.
I don't like that guy.
He quit. He just walked out. I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
He basically,
I definitely think people can get fired for their views. And I'm not going to mention the name of a certain CM whose views were aired very publicly yesterday about women wearing.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ripped jeans.
He doesn't like ripped jeans.
Yeah. But was this the same Chow Mein guy? Because there's something weird going on in Haryana.
No.
It's all happening from Haryana, man.
It's not Chow Mein guy. No.
This is Uttarakhand. This is CM of Uttarakhand.
It's where Gopal comes from.
Yeah,
Gopal talks like that.
Name is Tirath Singh Rawat.
Yeah,
Tirath Singh Rawat is the CM.
I'm glad you didn't say the name, Kajol. I'm glad you didn't.
That's fine.
Out the name.
He knows.
Now we'll give you specifics. Please take down everybody. When you're traveling Uttarakhand, do not wear ripped jeans, male or female. It upsets the CM. He may rip them more.
Yeah.
You can't make statements of that. You just can't. Okay?
How can you become the chief minister? What kind of person becomes the chief minister and then makes a statement like that? I mean, who do we elect? Why? How?
He's not really elected. He's a replacement guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but in one way or the other, he will be elected. He has to be. But it's just, how do you even answer this?
So when I put out so yesterday, incidentally, my track pants ripped, okay, while I was in the gym. It was quite embarrassing. But I put out a picture of that. And
Again, it's a little titillating for me, so just give me a second. My breathing is going up. Because, I don't know.
It happened while I was doing squats and yeah.
I might faint. I'm really sweating. What the hell's going on? Visual imagery is too much, Kajol. Please stop. An old man. Oh, pacemaker. Bolo, okay.
So when I put up a picture and of course made some sarcastic comments, I had people in comments saying, but at least he's not doing things like another CM of a saffron wearing CM of another state. Okay. At least he's just making these statements. But those are men making those statements, because when it comes to being a woman, you can't hear such stuff coming out of mouths of men in power, because it just influences a lot of other men who've been thinking these things but not saying it. And in 2021, you can't say it.
Stand those men. Hate them. They spoil our name completely always with their stupidity and the fact that they're just so medieval in their thinking, and then nobody calls them out for it, and they go up the ladder, corporate ladder or political ladder or whatever, and become the apex point there. And you're thinking, why? The mother should have slapped them senselessly. Why didn't the mother slap them senselessly and say, you're a buffoon? You better not make stupid comments. It's just stupid. Forget Megan and the racism there. We've got our own problems here. Let's just stay here now. Who's going to solve this out?
Keep going into this kind of stuff over and over again, right? Because this stuff happens all the time.
Donald Trump, you're head of state or head of a state. You can't talk like that. You're not a comedian. Who are you?
I don't even understand who is the constituency that they are speaking to, which thinks that this is I don't even understand who they're trying to because again, you're saying this with the obvious intention of increasing your own profile or having people say that you're right.
Amit, in Bombay, in a very posh club, I was asked to step down from stage when I was performing by a gentleman who was an advocate in the High Court, because he didn't like the fact that I was wearing a dress. So this kind of thinking is all over the place.
You stepped down?
He came onto my stage, and the event manager did not come forward and support me. So I was like, yeah, I'm stepping down. If my life is at risk here, then yeah, I'm leaving.
Wow.
What gives him the right? I mean, if you're naked or
shame the club. Kajol, you should name and shame the club. Name and shame the person. Yeah, name them, man. Because this is nonsense. I mean, like that somebody would do this is ridiculous.
And nobody stopped him? Who else was there?
So so it was a Valentine's Day event for senior citizens. Okay, please do not judge me for performing at that. It was
that's fine. I've done puppet shows for 4-year-old children I wanted to punch. But no,
the rest of the audience was fine. The rest of the audience was fine. But this guy had issues. He had issues with
it's not the rest of the audience's problem. If they don't like it, they can leave. He can't tell you to get off stage. This is the show.
But my point is that men don't realize how prevalent this attitude in people's minds.
Who's the guy?
You're right.
What's the name of the guy?
I don't remember. Some advocate in High Court, which he made an effort to tell me. He said, I'm an advocate in this High Court, and But I'm just saying.
And this is the brief he wanted to bring up to the High Court. Your dress,
Yes. And the way things are going in court, that may not be so far off. But
could you?
So being an advocate in High Court is like being an IIT person, right? You just need to, they ask that question, right? How do you know someone's from IIT? How do you know someone's an advocate in the High Court? Just be quiet for 30 seconds, they'll tell you. It's the same kind of thing, right?
And I'm saying this with all sensitivity, and please don't get angry. Can you wear the dress for us right now so I could be the judge? I'm a 1-year LLB from a very lower court.
I don't know, Cyrus. You might start taking up drugs after that. So.
How sad. What kind of event manager? I mean, spineless guy, really. I mean, honestly.
No, see, these things happen. Any women in the city would know that you tend to be judged, or if people are given an opportunity, they would say something. Okay, and it comes from men and women. It's just the way things are. So then in that scenario, you can't have a CM going live making these statements.
We have to have a ripped jeans parade. Everyone in the country must wear ripped jeans for 24 hours and no top. Okay, top optional. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going somewhere else with this. Movement is already, the morality will be questioned. Okay, we have to end because I have to work. So the last one quickly. Oh shit,
okay.
10:52. Can we just end? Quick,
sure.
quick. Talk, man, talk.
Sure.
Talk.
Sorry, I'm going to try to find a good one.
Can I?
Okay, yeah. It's not a good one. Okay, go ahead.
Terrorist. Quick.
Okay, got it. This one comes in from Tarun Arora. He says, what do you think about our chances in today's match and the WT20 later this year?
Well, first and foremost, whoever bats first is definitely going to lose. That's the pattern in T20s in India. But I do think we'll be experimenting today, so we may have a problem. We might be replacing 3 for 3 or something like that. Kajol doesn't want to answer this question. I know. She told me off camera.
I would rather you discuss the burping contest.
Or I wear the dress and go to the advocate's house.
Yeah.
Put it. Okay. And the World Cup, it's a long way off. Still, October is a long way off. Let's see what happens with this COVID and COVID. I don't know how many foreign teams are going to come here and collect and all that if this thing doesn't go away. So, Amit, can you do something about COVID? Because I don't want to lose work. I've got lots of work at the moment. Thank God.
Let me solve it. I'll get on it. It'll be done. It'll be done.
Oh, you're not that, Amit. Oh, sorry. So you're just right. Sorry,
the saffron shirt.
No, I was in Mud Island.
I do have the right shirt. You're right. I do have the right color T-shirt for that.
All right. So, Kajol, next time you will wear the dress. So whatever happens, we're going to get lots of people writing in saying, can we see the dress? Can we be the judge?
How much of it will you see?
You can just do a little thing for us.
I will be wearing it right now.
Can you stand up? Wait, let me go below. I apologize. Don't send us letters. All right, that's all we have time for. Kajol, thank you. Sorry, thank you.
Wait.
Yeah,
Kajol wanted to plug something. She has a few shows coming up.
Yeah, on Saturday at 6 o'clock at Cat Cafe in Andheri, I'm doing my comedy special for 1 hour. The tickets are on Book My Show and Insider. And could you please come? It's going to be really fun.
Just say the place again.
A Cat Cafe.
Cat
It's
Cafe.
a place with cats walking around. Yeah.
6 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. If it wasn't Andheri, I'd have been there.
Come now.
I'll just come back from Mud Island to go in that direction again. Firstly, if you must know, I start feeling a lot of pain in my anal area because of the pressure. And I've got a little bit of piles and all that. I can't do these 2-hour drives, and then I'm adjusting like this all the time. You didn't want to know, right? So we shouldn't have discussed.
All right.
We'll see you soon. We'll see you at your show. Go watch Kajol's show, everybody. 6 p.m. Saturday at Cat Cafe, Andheri. Bye-bye. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
From uncensored and unfiltered chats with the who's who of the entertainment industry, I, Siddharth Kannan, bring your very heartcake chat show called Candid Kannan. Tune in every Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Come learn and experience the ABCDs of being queer with me, Shunetro,
and me, Farhad,
on our show Gay BCD.
The two of us take you through our stories and experiences of being gay men in the city of Mumbai and have candid
and sometimes downright scandalous
conversations about sexuality, gay culture, and everything in between.
Catch new episodes of Gay BCD every Tuesday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get all your podcasts from.